Okay, go to the string channel. So did anyone not implemented the methods from whatever you understood and tried out methods from Java key point and instance? Both the things we have to do it. So hope everyone has been done. Anyone not done at this? Okay, cool. Go ahead. So you can explain the method means what methods you have in the location.
Yes, sir. First, I have did with the string characters, sir.
Okay. Can you show? Can you comment me these lines and then show it to me? So, what would be it was printing on the CH on the line number 10?
So one, sir. Yes.
Okay. So can you explain me what you have now?
It is showing the letter I, sir, which is in 6th index.
So which I? This I or this I?
The last I.
So how this would be the 6th?
Index will be start from 0, sir.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The H is 6th, right? Why it is printing the 7th one?
No, sir. S will be taking a 0. 0, 1, 2.
Always remember that in strings. So the strings would be in double quotes. So
Yes.
whenever we wanted to give it this one, so the string is a class name. So it should start with the capital letter. If you go with the, we hope we discussed when we discussing about primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types are starts with the small letters, and those are the small. But when it comes to the non-primitive data type, especially string classes arrays, it would be started with the capital letters. As this is a class name, so this would be started with a capital letter. So if we wanted to see this particular class, so just control click on this one, it will take you to the string class. So now in the string class, you can see that what all the methods are available over here. So if you wanted to see a particular method, control O will help you out to see whatever the methods are there. And another way of seeing what are the methods that are available here, how we can see?
Yes.
How we can see?
Control was.
Control O, we can see it. So I'm asking you what is the other way of seeing this? These methods. So now you'll be having an outline. So if you click an outline, so in the outline, you can see all these particular methods. So Control O is a shortcut key to see the method list of methods in that class. And then if you wanted to see that, so this you can need to click an outline so that it will give you what all the methods and the things are available here, so that we can see it over here. So this is how these things means the string classes would be there. So now we are in the string methods. Okay, so now and always you remember that don't give the keywords as a class names. Many people do this particular mistake. So if you have been giving this particular as the string, okay, so this would be it would be a big blunder. So for an example, if I change the file name to Java, now it will throw us a lot of issues. We will not even understand what is that particular issue, because this class name and this class name is same. So we shouldn't use this particular things. So now you see it here. So what the errors was coming into. So So it will means always you remember some keywords we shouldn't use as a class names. So now what you can do is you can give it as a string demo or something else, whatever the name you wanted to give it. So you can give on this. And as we know that the file name and the class name should be same. So now we have been changed the name to file name, string demo. So char at always gives us what is the character at that particular string. So this is what we are able to get on this. So any questions? Are we clear on this caret? Okay, so you have done for comparison contains and with equal to format. Okay, so is empty join strings. Okay, so what else we just wanted to see? So replace string, replace all, starts with substring, length, and lower, upper, string of values. Okay, fine. Stop sharing the channel.
Okay.
Hafiz, share the screen. How many times I told you guys? So do you think that when I ask,
sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Sir.
Sujit, share the screen. Once ready, next you can share. Stop sharing.
Okay, sir.
Can you share the SDLC screen?
I'm able to see it. Give me the control. See, always when you're sharing, as I'm telling you, so maximize your window and then share it. Okay, so now the first thing is replace. So now what you meant by a replace method will look like. So for an example, the name itself, it was saying the replace. So for what we are trying to do is for learning Java and writing Java program is must. Okay, so now we are trying to replace, this is what the basic string, and this is what the string which we wanted to replace. So we replaced and then we are trying to print on it. Okay, so now let's comment these two lines and then let's try to execute this and then first we'll see it. So now when we have been replaced it, you can see the console. So here you can see it, the execution. Okay, so how much percentage it is to now here what it was happening for learning Python, writing Python program is must. So now what it replaced, it taken the complete string wherever in this particular statement. So if you see here, this is the string, right? See, many a times I'm telling you, right? Don't use these things. Write with the standards. Now you need to write with the str, okay, because it's a string, right? String, we can say that string value. Okay. Now what you can say this one, this would be your str, even that's a string, right? So now string replaced, you can do underscore value. So now this you can print wherever you want it. So now your string value. So now once you have been declared the string, so that string will have this particular methods. And always you remember that as soon as you come here, you just keep a dot. So now if you see that particular dot, whatever the methods are related to this particular string, means this is a class, right? For this class, we will be having all the methods. Now for this particular string, whatever the methods are there, as soon as for this particular variable, which you have been declared, for that one, we can have all these methods by default. You don't need to write that one. So directly you can come here and click a dot so that you can see all these methods are available for the string. You can see it, right? The lots and lots of methods are available. So you can use the replace all, replace first, substring, lower, up to string to convert into the string. All these things, all these methods are available. As of now, how you can remember, there is a concept like a creation of an object and then doing it all. So anyways, that we will discuss in the class and objects and all. So there we can learn. As of now, what you need to understand is, if you go to the string class, now you've seen that methods, right? Now go back to the same string class. In this particular string class, you can see the methods, right? So now whatever the methods you are seeing over here in this particular class, you're seeing the methods, right? The same methods are which you're seeing there. So now for an example, replace. So the replace methods which you have been seeing it, the replace all. So these particular methods are directly available. So now when you have been created that particular variable for that particular class, by default, this variable have the capacity to access all these particular methods. So now this is what the artificial means, the auto suggestion which it can give by the editor. So that's the speciality of the IDE. The IDE is nothing but integrated development environment, and this environment is for all means whatever the suggestions and the methods which we will be getting it from this. So there we will be seeing on this side. So that is what the string. That is how the variable names can be used, and then all the methods of that particular class can be used. Now that means now in this is what the string we have. So now you see this is the RHS loaded into the LHS, and then LHS, this will be having this LHS value, and it will be having replaced in this LHS value with Java with the program, with Java with the Python. Now this value is it in the RHS, and this will be loaded over here. So that is what we are trying to print it out. So that's how this will be printed. Okay, so this is how the strings are working. Now here what they need to remember is the most important thing. Always when you wanted to perform some action on the string variable dot the method should be there, and it will be taken and then it will be written. Okay, and the next one is we are continuing, right? So now this is called Camel Notation. So what is the data type? The first 3 letters of this one should be written this, and the value for that one. So you need to write that the variable name, what you wanted to use it, that variable name you need to use. Because when you're practicing itself, if you have been started using this one, then that would be better. Or else what you'll be doing is you'll be giving I, J, K, A, B. What do you mean by that I, J, K, A, B? At one point of time, you'll completely forgot. So learn programming with the standards so that it can be helpful for you. So now writing the class name with the capital letter, writing the package name with the small letters, and see the package name with this capital letter. So always you remember that whenever you're writing these particular packages names, make sure that you should use the small letters. And some default things, packages will have the capital letters, but it is not standards. According to the standards, you need to follow the project name as a capital letter, class name as a capital letter, package name as a small letter, and the method name is a small letter, and the variable names will start with the small letters. So these are the basic things which you need to remember as a thumb rules. Okay, and this is called Hungarian notation or the camel case notations. Cool. So any questions in the string replace, and then any other particular pointers? Okay, so now what the next one is, here we were trying, here we try to replace with a word. Now can I replace with the a single letter? So that is what here it was happening. So now simply we can uncomment this one, and then we can see that. So the string value of this, for this particular string, I'm trying to change J with P, and so now this would be my str new replaced value. So now I'll take this one, try to print this one. So now let's see what it gives to us. So now if you see here, so we can read, means by this example, I'm trying to replace the complete word. By this, we are trying to replace a single character, a single letter. Okay, so there is a shortcut key to open the console or anything, or else if you want it, you can go to Windows. In the Windows show view, And in the show view, you can have the console. Alt Shift Q C is what the shortcut key for the console. So now still it is not executed. So I'm giving the keystrokes. So Control F11. What was the okay?
Only
Why
J.
it did?
Only
is replaced
J
with
is
P.
replaced with P.
P.
Yes. So here we are seeing it, right? So now the Python, it was there because this particular thing has been string. It has been changed from Java to Python. And I thought like I passed the same this value. Then I realized not that value. So this is on this. So now we can see once again the console. So now here we have Java. So now here instead of Java, it has been inside J. It replaced with P here and P here. So wherever we find the J, it was replaced. So this is where the replace method works on. Okay, so that's how the string replacement will be happen. So there are other string methods. Okay, so now if you see here, the next most important thing is the string length. So this is very easy for us to understand, right? So now this is what the string and hello world. Now what is this particular length will gives us? So how many characters are there that will be printing for me? So now how many characters are there for this in hello world? So what it would be printing for me? So because if you execute one by one so that you'll be understand, so that's the reason usually I will be getting it. So now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are length of that particular string is 11. So that's the reason the string length, it has been printed as 11. Cool. And I wanted to close all these methods, means the classes I don't want it to have seen. We have been open 34 windows. So I don't want it to have all the classes. So now what I can do, give a right click and you can see that it can close all or it can close tabs all to right. So now when you are doing it, so just close this. That's it. It closes all except that one. So now if you still was happening, it's very slow. So right click all and close. It closed all. Okay. And here you'll be having this particular shortcuts already it will be there. Okay. This is we calling as means we'll be having debugger perspective and Java perspective. This is Java perspective. Okay. Means if you're working with Java, so how it should be doing. So that is where it's selected in the Java perspective. And here you can see the outline. And if you wanted to open the console, so I showed you, right? So here we can have it. And then here also we can have this one. So directly you can click it so that you can see the output. So now we have been seeing the output, the length is 11. So you can see that whatever the length which we are seeing it, we have been seeing it. And once again, this is the same character. So this particular text ABC. So now here also it was taking for the length. Now let's take to the uppercase and the lowercase of this one. Now if you see here, so now it is very easy to understand this one. So now if you see here, it printed 26 because we have been given the characters from A to Z. So now the length of this one is 26 and converting to the lowercase. So now this one, all capital ABCs can be converted into the lower cases, which it has been done over here. And all the see now how it converted into the upper cases means already this is in the uppercase. So now that is what in the console you'll be seeing that. So this has been converted into the uppercase itself. Because it's already in the uppercase, try to convert into the uppercase. That's it. So now we can convert the complete uppercase, lowercase, you know it, right? Capital letters, small letters. So lowercase is small letters and this is uppercases. So that's it. Very simple to understand on this. Got it? Any questions? We here? Yes, no? Any answer? Okay, so now next thing we wanted to see is on the index. What do you mean by index?
Position.
Position
Position of that particular
of a particular
letter.
character.
See now, we have hello world. Okay, now let's see if we given this particular index of method. So now, as I told you, when you hover on that particular method, it will give you the comment to read it. So you can see that returns the index within the string of the first occurrence of the specified substring. Now, so here you will be giving it. So even though if I have world, okay, I'll do that one in the later one. So now here we have two strings. One is first string and then text. Now here what I wanted to see, I wanted to get W, and here I wanted to get L. So now what is the index of that? We wanted to see it. Now just click and then execute the program. Now we can see that 6 and 11. Now let's see how it was coming here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now the word W was at the index of 6. So that is what we are able to see it. Means if I wanted to know the index of this one, it will give me on this. And the same L, so you can see the index of L would be 11. So you can see it right here. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. L is the 11th one. So this is how we will be identifying it. So the index of each character in a string. So we will be identifying with this one. So now for an example, now I have another thing. So now I have been given it as the. So now what it will print me now? What it will print me now?
In world,
The first
W,
occurrence. First occurrence.
First W.
First occurrence.
You need to give me the index number.
6.
It will
6.
print us. What it will print us?
6.
You can see it. So still it was printing the 6. Even though we have multiple things, it will take the first occurrence of that particular string. So that is what the index of. Clear? Any questions? So now concatenation. So the name itself we have been discussed already.
What would be the difference between index of and character?
See, char at. It is very simple, right? Now, it is vice versa, right, Shanti. So, for an example, now,
Index ID and other returns the value
hold
of
on,
the index.
hold on, Sujit. See, now, when we are having this particular index here, in the caret, we are giving the index, but here we are giving the this one. So, it's vice versa. For an example, now the char at, it is there, right? So here we are giving the index number. For an example, I'll be giving the 6th so that it will giving me that particular letter. Now here what we are giving it, index of W I'm giving it, I'm getting the index. The output of this one is the letter. The output of this one is the index. Here I'm getting the index and here I'm getting the value. This method is completely reverse for this method, right? Got it, Sarjanya?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Any other questions? Cool. So the next one is the concatenate. The concatenate will talks about concatenating, means adding up of two strings. Now what it was trying to add, so this is a string number 1 and I'm trying to add this particular string. So this string concatenates this one, means this one need to add to this particular string which we wanted to see on it. And then what we are trying to do, there is another way of concatenating also. Always we will be seeing it, right? So now we will be adding this particular addition, right? So now when we have been given addition, so now first is string space the second string. So that is what we are trying to do, right? So now let's execute that one and then see how this thing works for us. So now if you see here, now when I started to execute, now you can see it. The first string is hello world, okay, till this double Q, and we have been concatenated. So this will add. And the plus symbol, we have been given with this space between that, and then we have been started to concatenate on this one. So this is how we have been started to add for this. So if you see here, either we can use the concatenate method to do this one, or we can use the plus symbol to use this particular thing. So the both the things will do concatenating, or the plus symbol will try to add up two particular strings. Now, if you wanted to add any particular values also, it can be added. So now this is a variable that directly you have been passed. Or if you wanted to add any particular string directly, you can come here, and then always the string value should be in double quotes. Now, even once again, I'm trying to concatenate another string. Hey, this is my string. So now if I given it, so now here if I execute this one, so you can see it. Hey, this is my string. It is added over here. So this is how we will be concatenating the values. Okay. So now even if I wanted to add any value or any particular integer, so just we can give it 007. So now if you execute this one, so it will execute this, and then it will give us the values. So anything you wanted to add, so plus symbol with the double quotes, you can add it. So this is where the concatenated method would be helpful, and then it would be executed for us. Cool. Any questions?
Sir, in print, when we have given like in concatenation, when I have given 100 plus 100 and plus string and plus 100 plus 100, I have given like that. In the starting 100 plus 100, it is printing like 200. Then after, when I have given after the string, that value is printing as 100 and 100. Initial value, it is taking it, it is giving as addition value.
See, if you wanted that 100 plus 100,
like it is not printing 100 and 100.
so now you see it.
If it is not in quotation, then it will be treated as a string.
Now what it will print? 100 and 100. Because this data type is different. This data type is different. We are trying to concatenate. But when this is a, means you understood, right? Whatever you see it in double quotes, that's a string. Now this is a string data type, and this is an integer data type. Now, if you wanted only that value, so now you see it. So now this will print me whatever you expected. It's printed 200.
Yes, sir. In the starting, it is giving 200. After, in between, I have given a string again, a name in a double quotes. Then
See,
after
now,
that,
yes. So now this is a different data type, right?
no, sir. 100 plus 100 I have given first. Then I have given in between a string. Then I have given again 100 plus 100. But it is printing like 200 and a string and 100 and 100.
Even that makes sense, right? Swati. So now 100 plus 100 is added, and this is one. So now it will add, means 200 plus super plus now once again you wanted to give
100. Yeah, sir. 100 plus 100 I have given again.
So now it will come as 200 plus 200 super 200.
No, sir, it is not printing like that.
Okay, just hold on.
See, sir, the same
so now
thing.
what it happened here
Once
is,
the string
so
is called,
string it called the string, right? So that's the reason it might it is taking it as the value like this.
Okay, okay, sir.
See, until unless the string it is there before the string, it will be calling like this. It's a data type, right?
Data type.
I didn't try out this, but however, I'll see why it was not coming. I'll just check and then I'll let you know.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But the concatenation would be like this. So if you are using the similar data types, it using first, but when it encountered the string, it might be changed here. But however, I'll double confirm on this because I never tried this one.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? And same the means here you'll be seeing the concatenated method. So I don't want to talk about the concatenation over here. Now, all this one we have been seeing it. Now we will be trying to look for a few other comparison methods. Actually, this here will be having a slight confusion because equals to, compared to, there is a slight differences between there. So we need to understand those things a little bit cautious. Okay, let's see what the things will happen. Now here we taken the example S1 as Rahul, and it's a week of weeks example. I think it's week of weeks, or what example is this? From where you got this? Java T point? Or?
Sir, this is from Java T point.
So actually in week of weeks also I've seen the same example, but however, so let's see. Now we have S1 Rahul, S2 Rahul, and the basic difference is anything? No. So it was having the same string. S3, what we wanted to do is we wanted to create, okay, what is this new, what is this particular string, and what is this particular values? You would be getting confused. So as of now, you don't think too much about this, because this is where we will be discussing about the class objects and all. So that we will discuss there. So now just we wanted to discuss about, you forgot about this particular string 3 and this one, because as of now, you don't look after it. So now as of now, you take the basic strings and then do the comparison. Now S1 equal to S2. So now if you see here, it should be both same. So now what it should give it to me is, it should give me what it will give the output. If it is compared equally, now what would be the output of this?
True. True.
So it will gives me the Boolean value.
Boolean.
Okay, so now if you see here, and then S1 is equal to S4. So S4 is thus, and S1 is Rahul. So now what you need to print? True and false. Get printed true and false. Very simple. We got it. Now let's go for S1 and S5, because if you see here, it's a capital letter and then all small letters. And here it is all capital. So now how this will print? So what would be printing it?
False.
So we can see that false, because it should be an accurate match. So accurate match, it was trying to look at it. Now, if I wanted to ignore this particular cases, means now whether this is whatever the case, it doesn't matter. So cases means case sensitive. Case sensitive means let's see, if it is in a capital letters, it should be capital letters. If it is a small letters, means small letters. So that's this particular method is a case sensitive, the equals method. When it comes to equals to ignore case, means ignoring the case sensitive. So now what it will happen? So now the same thing S1, S5. Now what it will print over here?
True.
So it will print us the true. So that is what the true we are having seen it. Okay, so this is what the equals method will be working for us. Okay, so now we will be using the comparative operator. So always you remember that. So here, here we were taking that actually here we are few things we need to understand, instances and all. So probably that might be little bit confusing, but let me try how best we can try to do on this one, because these all methods are similar: equal, double equal to, and then compares. Remind me at one point of time when we discussed about the class and object, so that you can understand this particular concept much more better. Okay, so but as of now, these, if you see here, this is called instances. Actually, this is a class name, right? This is a class name, and this is an object reference or the instance, and this is called value. What is this instance? What is this value? Don't worry about this, because when we talk about classes and objects, a very detailed level of sessions we have been given. I think it's 1.5 hour, 2 hour sessions itself in the previous recording. If you go through, you can understand what is a class, what is this particular instance means. Okay, if you see here, this particular equal to compares the instances, not the values. Values is this. Now here this equal to compares this particular value. But this will compare these instances. Okay, what is this instances and this values differences? Now slightly you need to go for the memory management system. I know it would be a slightly a confusing topic, but it is very easy to simple. Memory management. So now we wanted to store somewhere else, right? These particular instances will store in heap, because in Java there are many types of memory management, but we have two memories. One is heap memory, one is stack memory. What is this heap memory and stack memory? Okay, I'll take mobile phone. In your mobile phone, you will have internal memory, and then you will have SD, means external memory. External memory is nothing but your SD cards, right? So in a phone you have internal memory and then external memory. Then why can't Java have a heap memory and stack memory? So now what are the things we will store in heap? What are the things we will be storing in the stack? So we wanted to understand. So now these instances will be stored into the heap memory. Now S1, S2, S3, like this. Now, when we use this particular double equal to, this will compare this particular instances. Instance to instance comparison will happen. Not the value to value comparisons is happen. Okay, I'll keep this one apart. When we talk about the classes object, we'll discuss in detail. So as of now, what we can remember is, so double equal to will compare these instances, and means equals method will compare this particular value. So that's the basic thing which we wanted to understand. Now here S1 and S5. So here we have been compared, right? So this is like not equal, means it is a case sensitive, right? Now what it will happen, let's see on this and then we can try it out. Just give me 1 second. So if you come here, see, as of now, what you need to understand here, it is very simple. Here, if I use the equal to's, it will compare this value to this value. But if I use the double equal to's method, see, double equal to is, that is what we discussed, right? What is the difference between a single equal to and double equal to?
Single equal to assign a value and double equals to will compare the values.
Single equal to assign the value.
Okay, so now if you see here, now let's come one by one. So I'll just stop this one. So the first one, let's see what it will happen. So now it was saying that S1 equal to S5. So now this is this particular instance compared with this particular instance, and that particular instance value is different because the case means the case, it is a case sensitive. Always you remember, Java is a case sensitive. It's a small letters and it is a capital letter. So that is where it is false here. Now S1 is to S2. So now these both strings are true. So then it has been passed. Now you can have a question. Hey, I do have this issue, right? Means what exactly I need to use? So now even this is giving me the same output. This is giving me the same output. What I need to record means here you're saying that you're calling LHS and here you're calling RHS. So which method I need to use? Double equal to I need to use it, or equal to you I need to use it. See, always recommended to use in the strings equals to method. Strings equal to the method. That would be easier. Integers use this particular double equal to. It is very easy. You'll not have too much of logics to think about. Directly use this equal to if it is a strings data type, and double equal to if it is an integers data type. This is a tip. Okay, don't feel that this is the rule that you need to follow. No. Whenever I write my code, so usually when I wanted to compare two strings, I use equal method, and double equal to, I'll be trying to use it over here. Okay, so are we clear on this? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
See, I told you very simple thing. Equals to everyone understood. It is very simple. So this value comparing to this value. So equal to method will compare these values, but double equal to will compare these instances. Instances means the instance will be created for a class. Okay. So now that what is an instance, what is it to create and doing it all, where it stores and all those things, as of now, don't remember. Just it will come, means double equal to will compare instance to instance, where equals to method will compare value to value. That you remember as of now. Once after your class of objects in Java, means object and class, then we can understand what's the point there. Okay, cool. Any questions here? Okay, so the next one is this is compare to. So compare to is also a little bit complicated. So because this uses the lexicography comparison. What do you meant by lexicography comparison means? It will take all the capital letters and compare capital letters and small letters comparison, and it will gives the particular number for us. See, as of now, what means it is very simple to understand is why it will give you, if you see here, S1, I'll give you two simple things. Rahul, and if this particular string matches with this, both are true, right? It will return me true. Whenever it is true, it is 0. Whenever it is false, means Rahul compared with Das, then it will be giving 1. False means 1. Now, why it given -1? So you don't think about this one, because it will take the alphabetical order and then it will start to compare and then give the positive values and negative values. These things are there. Don't go to that one. See, as of now, simple to understand two things is, hey, if the string matches, both string matches, it will gives me true, right, which is 0. And if string is not matched, then it will give me false, which is 1. So now let's see that particular values and then try it out. So now I told you, right?
This was an issue
this was,
I faced, sir.
no, this is a lexicographical things. You know, if you see here,
Not
Like
able
it is
to understand
comparing the
actually.
ASCII numbers of both and subtracting it, sir, actually.
Stop sharing the screen. I told you, right? That will give you the number. So why that will give the number is, you can see here. Compare to string in Java. Usually we will not use this particular method, but for just for the explanation, this will try to do it. You know, here when you see it, when you wanted to compare a string, we have 3 methods. One is equals to, double equals to, and compare to. Equals to will compare with the always with the values, and then this with the instance. And what the compare to will do is, compare to will go with the lexicography comparison. See, lexicographical comparison. So now what this meant by lexicographical comparison means, this is an order. So I don't want to make you too much confused, but I'll try if at all I'm able to present it. Because every time when I started to explain this one, this needs a lot of time and then it confuses you a lot. See, now subset of the binary numbers. So graphical. I'm just trying to see a good example to take it up and then try to explain. See, if you see it here, the sorting of this particular thing in the lexicographical. So now what it will try to do is, if you see, first it will take in the 3 and then it started to sort, and it will take that particular order number and it will compare and then it will give you the value. If it is a single letters, that's okay. But if it is a group of words, then it will start to compare a lot and then it will give us the value. That's actually, we will not use this particular method at all in the string comparison, but it's in complex algorithms, we will be using this one. Yes. Tell me.
So it might be like kind of differential solutions, we say, sir. Third level of solutions they are looking for.
Your voice is not
Mapping.
at all clear, Sujit. I
Hello?
was getting.
So is this kind like operation wise, calculation how they are mapping all
That is what I'm saying. So now there is a logic to compare that particular thing. So that is where I was trying to search for the example. So what it will try to do is, it will try to have a particular alphabetical order. So now A to Z, capital letters, small letters, they give the number, they will backtrack the numbers. So from 1 to 24 means what is the difference between the capital A to small a? Now it is minus 24, right? So sorry, plus 24. From small a to capital A, it's minus 25. So now that's the order they will be trying to take it and compare. Now they will be there's a single letter character comparison. But when you come for a double letter comparison, it's complete word to word comparison, there would be certain logic to compare this. So now if you see here, this is the logic they will start to compare. If you have the multiple words, how it will be compared and it will be given. So guys, I think as of now, I don't want to get into this particular discussion. So definitely it will confuse you a lot. So compared to method uses a lexicographical comparison between two strings. Don't use this particular method as of now. So just you can use either, if you wanted to check two strings are matched or not, use equals to or double equal to. Because for doing this one, you should know the Unicode values, and you need to know the bitwises, and then you need to understand how this particular shifting will happen and how this comparison will happen. There is a lot of logics behind this one. So probably you can leave this particular method compared to. Don't try to look after this one, because when you've seen it here, it will gives you the positive values, negative values in comparison between the different things. Basically, for some strings, it will return as 0, and if it is absolute match, then it becomes 0. And if it is a small difference, we have it, then it returns me 1. Or it returns with the positive values 1 to 24, 25, and even the negative values also. So don't go for that particular method as of now. That definitely gives a confusion. So if you wanted to understand more about this one, just refer lexicographical comparisons in Java. So you have the video in the YouTube, you can see it. That's for your information, but not this mandatory. Okay, so I shall share the screen. Aisha, you're there?
Yes, sir. Sir, are you able to see me?
What are the other methods you tried out? Go for the other simpler ones. We can come to this one. If you wanted to write different classes, you can write all the methods into a single file, right? get byte, get car. So don't do those two methods. So I wanted to see substring, in string. Stop sharing screen. Imran, share the screen.
Sir, today I'm not going to laptop. I'm in college, sir. Yeah.
Then how we win? So if you're not able to share the stream, so how we can know about that? So what you have done?
So to when simple if, simple else complete, sir. Else if else not complete, sir. Today college project.
Gayatri, share the screen. Okay, so the next methods we have. Next methods we can see that we have been taken a string name. So name is Saturday is holiday. So now ends with Y. So now what is the output of this one? So what would be the output of this one? Which data type is this?
Boolean.
I guess you guys are not interested. Okay, fine. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Stop it. Go on mute. Fine this. Let's stop the session. So I'll continue tomorrow. So go back and so I think you guys has been done with the simple if else, and simple else if. So that's you guys has been done, right? Now tomorrow you guys need to go through the loops. In loops we have three categories of loops are there. One is for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, I just wanted you people to write a program on a for loop, run it, and try to explain how these things will work on for loop, on a while, and do while. Gayatri, go on mute. So I just wanted to know the differences between these loops. So now what you meant by for, what you meant by while, and what you meant by do while, and implement them and then come back. And guys, once again, I'm saying it. So don't get us to the saturation point. So please do, when we say that implement all these different type of methods in strings, you need to implement them all. Because you go for any interview, the first questions they will be asking you from the strings. So that's the reason I'm trying to explain you method by method. You should understand those things. And then tomorrow they will ask you, hey, can you tell me what is an in-string? Can you tell me what is a substring? And without using the substring and in-string method, get me the output. So these are the basic questions they will ask you in the interviews. Always remember, strings are more important from the interview point of view. Especially in Java, so they will ask you, because they can't ask you the operators. They will be asking you the string. They will ask you to string reverse and again do the palindrome. So these all questions are related to the strings itself. So you should know, so the string join, string split, and all these things, they'll be asking you lots and lots of questions on this. So be cautious in implementing them all. Okay, so I'll catch you tomorrow. So means do the loops and differences and come back for tomorrow's session. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.